It's official. We are back in that studio. Thursday night recording, Monday night release. Bullheaded debates, baby. I'm Chaz here with Bush and Zhu. We are rolling on the second half of Getting to That Double Digits, episode 6. And despite the fact that MLB is back, Zhu and Bush are much more NBA and NFL guys. So we're going to stick on those themes. We got just 1 week till the NBA kicks off. So we are right there. We're right on the cusp. But sports are officially back, so reasons to get pumped. And the debates for this week are really pertinent to the things that are going on. So a lot of NBA bubble talk and a lot of the revival of the NFL coming up in just a few weeks after the summer. So without further ado, let's roll right into these debates. The first one, going to the NBA, the bubble, the playoffs, all the seeding games are going to be starting up pretty soon. This first question is a pretty hot one about the Western Conference. So as we know, there are 9 teams invited to the bubble from the Eastern, but 13 from the Western Conference because they still don't know who's going to be ending up getting that final seed, those final few seeds actually in the West. So the big question is, we know who's going to take the first 2, 3, 4 seeds in the Western Conference, but who do you guys have specifically taking as the 8th seed in the West? Who's going to find their way and sneaking into the playoffs? Let's change it up. Zhu, why don't you kick this thing off? Who do you have as the 8th seed coming up?
Man, this is so easy. It is Dame Dollar, man. I'm going with Dame Dollar of the Portland Trail Blazers. This guy's pedigree. This guy has only missed the playoffs once in his career, and that's when he was a rookie, man. He was a young blood, but his team's fully staffed now. He got Zach Collins back, man. Dude, this team, if you look at it on paper, it is disrespectful for missing the playoffs, man. You got that much talent, and you missed the playoffs to the Memphis Grizzlies with a rookie as their best player? That would be embarrassing. And I feel like Dame Dollar got too much pride to allow a rookie to beat him in the playoffs. So Dame Dollar with CJ McCollum, with Hassan Whiteside, with Nurkic. You got 2 7-footers manning the paint. Trevor Ariza, that's actually, I don't really like that. Trevor Ariza not playing.
He's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting old. But Dame Dollar, 29 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. That's an MVP caliber season, statistically. So he got to make more. Yeah, dude, he got to make the playoffs. He got to make the playoffs. That would be embarrassing, man. No excuses. So I'm putting my money on Dame Dollar, man.
Dude, it's huge that they got Nurkic back. He had a pretty good game today, actually, too. But they did lose to the Pacers, and I watched CJ McCollum get blocked by the rim when he tried to dunk. So I don't know if they're a little slow. I don't know. They got a week to figure things out. But I'm going with who you just said, man. I think the Grizzlies are going to embarrass both the Blazers. They're going to embarrass the Blazers, man. The Blazers have the hardest of the last 8 games that they have to play. They have the hardest of the 3 between the Pelicans, Blazers, and Grizzlies. They have the hardest schedule. They got to go through the Rockets. They got to go through the Clippers. All the Grizzlies have to do, they have a 3.5 game lead with 8 games to go. They literally have to go 500. All right. They do have to play the Blazers. I believe that might even be their first game. So we're going to see a head-to-head matchup between Ja and Dame. But dude, I just like the Grizzlies. They have the lead right now. They have Ja Morant, who's clearly shown to be a decent leader in a tough Western Conference as a rookie with not that much help besides Triple J, as you've said, Zoo. Triple J's having a good year. I don't know. I just think that I got to look at the odds here. And yeah, the Blazers have more experience, but there's no home court advantage. There's no Dame time hitting a game winner over Paul George this year. They're playing on neutral courts, and you got 3.5 game lead, man. That's a big lead with only 8 games to go. Ja Morant's going to carry him to the 8th seed. You watch.
Nah, dude, this is what they got to do. They got to just get the 9th seed. So they don't need to have a better record. So they're going to have in that play-in tournament. And that's when Dame time's going to show up. I'm not going to say they're going to get the 8th seed from having a better record, right? With
they might get the tiebreaker.
Yeah, but with this play-in is
Play-in's
the key.
Huge.
And you trust those young bloods against that veteran team, Portland Trailblazers team?
Dude, the Blazers could literally lose like 5 of their 8 games and not even have a chance for the play-in, man. They might not even have a chance for the play-in. They could go 3-5. All the Grizzlies have to do is go 500. They literally just have to go 500, and they're pretty much a lock for the 8th seed. And then, yeah, they might have to do the play-in, whatever. But, dude, just watch out for Ja, man. He's a killer. He's a killer.
And Dame Dollar isn't a killer.
He is.
That
He's
dude
lower.
killed Russell Westbrook and
He's
Paul
lower
George
right now.
in one shot. In one shot, he ended that franchise with one shot. You talking about killer?
Pass.
This
Talking about
dude,
the pass.
KD ratio is like a 5.0, man. This dude killing people off like it's nothing.
Of
He's
course,
from
but-
Oakland.
We're talking about right now, Zoo. We're not talking about 2, 3 last year. I don't care. We're talking about right now. Right now. Their current team. What is their current situation, and do they have a chance? Dude, they're back a lot, man. They're behind the Grizzlies. And dude,
I'm going to set some
I don't know what else to
context
say to
here.
you.
This is pretty important. All right. So before anything else, what the Western Conference looks like. To Pat's point, Grizz have the 8th seed at 32 and 33. And then behind them is the Blazers right behind at 29 and 37. And you have the Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, and Suns all vying out for that spot. So
Suns.
are the Suns going to grab the 8th seed? Yes or no?
0. I don't know. I mean, I just think, I mean, they do have a shot. Like Zeus said, the Blazers, I mean, they can get hot literally anytime. They have 2 prolific scorers in McCollum and in Lillard. But I just got to play the odds here. I'm an odds guy. I mean, I'm just going to say that the team that's literally up 3.5 games. I mean, the Grizzlies would have to lose a lot, and the Pelicans or Blazers would have to be winning almost every single game to make up that difference. And I don't know. I just see the Grizzlies clutching it, man. They're going to be a surprise team. They're not going to obviously beat the Lakers or anything, but I think they're going to sneak in as the 8th spot.
Do you know what they remind me of?
Who?
They remind me of Cinderella, a Cinderella story in the NCAA. They're like,
That's fine.
Okay, that's cute.
fine.
That's cute. But when the playoff, that leverage comes up, that stress level in Orlando gets
Dude,
up, they're
the
gonna
stress
be like,
level's starting from
they're gonna
day
be
one.
choking. They're gonna be choking. And do you know who's gonna snatch their throats? Dame Dollar, all NBA performer this year.
You know what he's gonna be doing when the bubble playoffs start? He's gonna be making another album. That's
God,
what he's going to be doing.
Stop being so disrespectful. That guy's working on the summertime, man. He can have a hobby. No problem having a hobby for an NBA guy.
Of course not. But dude, he's a fire rapper, but he's going to have a lot more time on his hands than John Morant will.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, Dame Dollar, CJ McCollum, high leverage moments. You go with experienced players.
They're not showing. I mean, dude, they've been playing exhibition games recently. Dude, they're not. They're losing to Eastern Conference teams.
You're talking about scrimmages.
Right now, we're talking about how their team is playing right now.
Scrimmages, man.
They're playing
The
NBA talent.
Denver Nuggets started 5 big men to try things out.
They're huge. They're a huge team, man. Their average height is like 6'8", especially now with Bull on the team. No, dude. Yeah. All right. Look. I personally don't. I'm not even considering the Pelicans personally. I don't think that they'll be able to pull it together, mostly because of their experience level, but also the fact that they're 3.5 games back. Blazers have a shot. They dug themselves in a bit of a hole. Obviously, no one knew the NBA was going to halt at the point that it did, but they're 3 games back right now. There's 8 games to play. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I'm just playing the odds here, and I think the Grizzlies will pull it out.
Agent Zero or Dame Dollar, the reincarnation of Agent Zero, you don't bet against that guy. Especially making the 8th seed. I'm not talking about winning a playoff series, I'm talking about the 8th seed, man.
It's embarrassing that they're not even in like contention as of right now. Like they are in contention, but they're not holding a 1 through 8th seed with that much talent. They're literally behind the Pelicans and the Grizzlies, man. Are you kidding? The Blazers, like you said, they're a perennial playoff team. And they're not even they're below 500 this year. What's going on, Zoo? What's going on?
Okay, I can't really explain that because I had them a lock for the playoffs from the beginning of the year. I had them as a lock, no questions asked, easy lock.
Well, I'm asking the questions now.
You're asking the questions now?
I'm asking the questions now.
They're going to still make the playoffs. They're still going to make the playoffs, man. They're going to get it done with Dame Dollar. I'm betting on that guy.
He's cold.
You bet on a rookie. I'll bet on the experienced all-star.
I'm betting on the rookie that has a slight advantage right now.
Yeah. People have been betting against Dame Dollar his entire career. Career.
The West is going to be interesting to see how it plays out because, like Ches opened with, there could be a lot of movement from like the 6th seed down to the 9th, pretty much, with all that. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
But we can all agree they're going to get their butts whooped by the Lakers.
Oh, of course. Whoever's the 8th seed is going to get whooped by the Lakers.
Oh, they're going to get whooped real hard, man. Jesus. It might not even be worth it, man, getting out of the bubble.
Well, Question here in the Western Conference is even if a team like the Nuggets can contend, which actually goes into our next debate.
Yeah.
Nuggets are carried. I would say the term carried by one of the best centers in the league in Nikola Jokic, the Joker. Question though is who would you rather have as like a big center? He's one of, if not the best centers in the league, but you also have another superstar in Philadelphia in Joel Embiid, another guy that people call a cornerstone. Which of the two would you rather have on your team? P. Bush go to you, man. You look like you have an opinion here.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Joker, man. I know Embiid. He's a monster on offense. He'll put up 24 and 12 for you. But I just love the facilitating that Jokic does, man. He doesn't need to have the ball in his hands to score. He can move the ball around. He's doing no look passes. He's got a great combo guard with him and Jamal Murray. Obviously, as a big man, you usually need a compliment, unless you're maybe Shaquille O'Neal, but obviously even then he needed Kobe, right? But this man is averaging 20 and about 11, and he's averaging 7 assists. That's almost the same amount of assists that Ben Simmons is averaging for the Sixers, man. And he is 7 feet tall. He's huge, man, and he could literally do anything he wants. But the big thing that steps out for me with Jokic is his mentality. He has fun with the game. Obviously, so does Embiid. But I think Embiid has a little bit more of an ego. He likes the attention. Jokic is just kind of more like, I'm just doing my job. I enjoy my teammates. He, obviously is a great coach. He's just more of a fit for what I would want on my team. A guy that's going to give it his all, but is not hounding the ball all the time. He's willing to make the extra pass, even if he likes to be a little flashy with it sometimes. He's a great center, man. He's first team All-NBA last year.
I'm taking the reincarnation of Hakeem Olajuwon. This
Really?
dude, yes, he is the reincarnation of the guy that was drafted before Michael Jordan. That's who I'm going with. I'm going with the guy that got the dream shake, got the post moves, got the mid-range, even got a three-point shot. Man, he doesn't even need one because he's so damn
Shooting like
big.
30%, man. Relax.
Dude, as part of the arsenal, he can hit it open
Jokic
three.
shoots 32% from three.
But who are you taking in the post? Who are you taking in the post?
Jokic.
No.
He'll make the best decision. He'll make the best decision.
I give you that. The Joker is a better passer. But you know what happens in the playoffs? Isolation basketball. The pace slows down, so it benefits the big dudes to get their butts in the post, to get a little dream shake going, get a little mid-range pull-up,
He
get
does
a
have
little
good post
Dirk
moves.
fade away. I'm taking that, man.
Oh, stop.
Dude,
He does not have a Dirk fade away.
24, 12, and 2. Come on, man. Dude, he got Hall of Fame numbers already.
Bro, he's like the 5th seed in the East. He's carrying his team to the 5th seed in the East, man.
I'm blaming the GM Elton Brand.
Why are you blaming him? It's the players who are on the court, man.
No. Why would you get Al Horford? You pair that dude with Joel Embiid? What were you thinking, Elton? You should stick to playing basketball and get your butt off as GM because you're messing up the Sixers. What a stupid GM. You signed Al Horford to a max extension.
Yeah, that was a little bad of a call. Yeah,
that is horrific.
Hey, who's been great for them and a good combo? Obviously, we know all about Ben Simmons. He still can't, hit a three-pointer or whatever. But hey, Tobias Harris has been playing really well for them. And that's definitely helped out Joel Embiid. I think it's taken a little bit of weight off his shoulders. Tobias is able to give you 18, 19 a game. Not saying he's a superstar, but it doesn't put all the weight on Embiid. And I think that's why I think Jokic makes his teammates better. And I think that's where the distinguish for me is between those two guys. Is Embiid is, like you said, man, you give the ball in the post, he's kind of a black hole. He's kind of a black hole, and I don't know if I necessarily want that on my team. I want a guy that gets it in the post. If he has the ability to make the move, which Jokic obviously can make the move, he'll go for the score, or he'll make the pass, or he'll call play, whatever. Dude, they could have Jokic literally running the point guard. He runs the fast break. He's making full court passes to people. He's 7 feet tall, and he's having fun with it, man. Obviously, Embiid, he's a character. He is definitely a character, but he likes a lot of the media attention. I don't know if he's always 100% focused and all in. Obviously, the Sixers haven't been that successful. I'm not saying the Nuggets have been, but they're in the harder of the two conferences. And they're sitting at the 3rd seed right now? 3rd seed, yeah? 3rd, 4th seed? Dude, got to go with Jokic. But
I'm going with the guy that can play defense. Joel Embiid.
They both can play defense.
Yo. Are you kidding me? Joel
Are you?
Embiid? Dude, are you? What? You're talking about the
Embiid's
Joker?
good.
Stop. Dude, Joel Embiid is an elite shot blocker, an elite rim protector. And in the playoffs, when the elite wants to drive in, it is essential to have a guy as a 7-footer to create defensive errors, man. That's why you got Joel Embiid, man. I'm getting my rim protector.
They've guarded each other a couple times, and it's funny because I think they played in 3 games against each other, and the Sixers have actually won all 3 games, but Jokic has outplayed Embiid every single one of the games. Tobias Harris had monster sessions through those 3 games, and I actually think Ben Simmons popped off in 1 game too. But Jokic outplayed him, man, and that's with Embiid's defensive All-NBA first team, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he can block 2 shots a game, but who's he blocking against? Give me another good center that he plays in night on, night out. Never. They don't. He's guarding like 6'9", 6'6" Draymond Greens. Of course, it's easy to block those guys, man. There's no other center competition in the league. It's really not that hard to get block shots if you're 7 feet in a league that's dominated by guard and small forward play. That's all I'm just gonna say. I don't care that much.
Have you seen the Joker's body, man? That dude a little chubby, man.
It's the one. That is the one.
Man.
Oh no, he slimmed down hardcore.
I give you that, but man,
he's huge. You want to talk about dominating someone in the post? Jokic will dominate Embiid in the post. Back him down with ease, dude. Ease.
280? 280?
Yeah.
Joel Embiid got 280 on him, man.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean don't matter?
Jokic is huge. Dude, he is finesse too. Obviously, yeah, we know Embiid's got the footwork, but dude, Jokic is just shifty for his size. It blows my mind sometimes when I'm watching his highlights. I was watching some of his highlights today. He's making these like wraparound passes. I'm like, dude, this guy was he's a point guard in a 7-footer's body. He would rather play guard. You know that. Like he just looks like one, or he doesn't look like one, but he acts like one a lot of the time. And sometimes it gets away from him a bit. But dude, I want the guy that's more of a team player. And I'm not saying Embiid isn't. Jokic is just more willing to facilitate to a Jamal Murray, to a Will Barton, all those guys. He's making his teammates better, and it's clearly showing with their performance in this regular season, and we'll see how they do in the playoffs.
Well, we got to look at the playoffs. They had a good regular season.
But who would you rather have? Who would you rather have on your team?
Joel Embiid.
I know you're going to say that.
Yeah, dude, it's easy, man. Dude, like I said before, he's the reincarnation of Hakeem Olajuwon.
Clearly not. He hasn't won titles yet.
Yo, what? But what? Hakeem Olajuwon took many years before he won the title. Because
he played against Michael Jordan.
84. He got drafted in like 84.
Yeah.
How many years did
10 years.
So
10 years.
First, yeah, exactly. What's Embiid's year? He's in like year 4, year 5. Come on, man. You got to give the man more time. And with the noob GM like Elton Brand just making these noob moves, I don't blame the guy if he doesn't win a title right now.
Dude,
you get Al Horford.
Don't call him the reincarnation of Hakeem Olajuwon then. That's all I'm saying. He has not earned that title, man. Hakeem Olajuwon's a top 10 player of all time, arguably. Yeah. Embiid is not even close, man. He's not even a Hall of Famer at this point. He's not even in Hall of Fame contention. And like you said, he's young. That's fine. But you can't bring up that comparison.
Like 4 or 5 years, man.
Blasphemous. It is blasphemous. Do not disrespect Olajuwon.
I am not disrespecting. If you ask Hakeem Olajuwon who plays more like him, it's Joel Embiid.
He plays like him doesn't mean he's as good as him. You can't make that comparison. They have a similar gameplay.
Their stats are like identical, man.
Right, he's 4 years. Dude, nothing is coming out of it though. What has he actually accomplished? He hasn't won an MVP.
The playoffs like every year he's healthy.
He makes
like the playoffs.
In the East, man. That's not saying much. There's a clear difference, as you can see. Like Chaz said, there's 13 teams invited from the West, and there's only 9 from the East. If that doesn't describe the difference between the two conferences, I don't know what else does. There's just more competition in the West, man. And Jokic has been dominating the competition in the West. Not all of it, but he's given his team a better chance.
Better chance?
Yeah.
Dude,
they have a better chance of making the finals.
They were one shot away from being in the conference finals last year. Kawhi Leonard.
Out of the East. Out of the East,
it's a good team. Dude, Toronto was a great team last year.
Toronto was a good team. Yeah, no, they gave him a good series. I'll give you that. They gave him a good series. But, dude, Embiid didn't close it out. I don't know what else to tell you, man. He just didn't. It went 7. That's fine. Kwai Leonard, Mr. Clutch, had one of the luckiest bounces I've ever seen. Yeah. And from the corner. Wasn't it over Embiid?
Yeah.
I should have blocked a shot, man. Come on.
Andy, yeah.
You should have blocked a shot. Where was that? Could have been a second block of the game or whatever. All I'm saying is, man, hey, they're both. I think, like Chaz said, I think when he posed this question, I was like, hey, these are the two best centers in the league, right? But dude, Jokic, for me, I would rather have him on my team just because of his ability to make plays and is willing to make his teammates better. But obviously, Embiid is a better pure scoring option as a big man.
And defensive player. He's a better defensive player.
They're both good defensive players. Embiid is, yes, he blocks more shots a game. He probably has longer wingspan. I'm not sure. He's
a better athlete. I want a better athlete for defense.
Of course, he's a better athlete, but I would say Jokic is one of the most underrated shifty players in the league for his size. He's unbelievable. It's really fun to watch him play.
I'm taking the man from Cameroon.
I got one question before we close out this topic. And I think, Pat, you even answered it in what you said, but does this debate change at all if you throw in two names? Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert.
Definitely not Rudy.
Not Rudy.
Rudy out of that discussion. On defense. He don't play offense.
He's a defensive player of the year, but he is not a top 3 center, that's for sure. Cat, I mean...
Cat's a loser.
Yeah,
he just keeps losing, man.
He's like, of all the mentalities, comparing like Embiid, I'd say Jokic has probably like the cleanest, like the best, in my opinion, the best mentality. Embiid's very close behind, and Cat's mentality on just how he plays the game, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he's giving it his all. Obviously, the man loves basketball, but I don't know. The other two are on a different tier for me.
We know how Jimmy Butler felt about Cat.
Oh yeah, and he was vocal.
Mm-hmm.
And from a player that's in the locker room, we never get to see that situation. I'm going to believe what Jimmy Butler has to say on that.
Yeah.
Well, shifting a little bit away from the NBA into a sport that hasn't gotten a lot of love lately. Actually, a little bit of negative press with some of the things going on.
The Washington football team, yes.
There's that. There's also the fact they're not apparently following health guidelines, so we'll see what even happens there. But it has been out of the news with baseball, hockey, and basketball are looking to come up. It's the NFL, and this debate has to go around, again, another head-to-head. There's debate around what the best receiving core is in the league. A guy who moved down to Tampa Bay may argue that he has his best, and there is also an argument from the biggest, highest paid athlete in the world, or I guess I should say America, not quite the world. We're talking forgot about soccer there. But with Pat Mahomes, I think he might argue that Casey's got the best. So we're going to go head-to-head. Who has the better receiving core, the Buccaneers or the Chiefs? Going to Zoo first. Who do you have?
So easy. I'm taking the fastest man alive, not named Usain Bolt, called Tyreek Hill. I'm taking Travis Kelce, who's actually relevant in fantasy football for a tight end. So that dude's a beast, getting 1,000-yard receiving yards. You got Sammy Watkins as a slot with Miko Hardman as another
Don't argue,
man. Still. Are you kidding me? You got the fastest man alive riding. You got Travis Kelce in the red zone getting tutties. You got Miko Hardman being a.k.a. Flash number 2. Not even close, man. And you got Patrick Mahomes,
pretty
the
damn
greatest
close.
What?
It's pretty damn close, man.
What?
The Bucs, man, they got the best 1-2 wide receiver combo in the league.
Dude,
are you Godwin and Mike Evans, 2 top 8 wide receivers who played with arguably the most inefficient quarterback in NFL history? What do you think they're going to have when they have arguably the most efficient quarterback in NFL history in Tom Brady?
Jameis Winston got a bigger arm than Tom Brady.
I don't give a damn. It's all about
what?
Doesn't matter.
Mike Evans is a deep threat.
Dude, he can catch the ball. They're both huge. They're huge. You can't throw the ball up to Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he might outrun everybody. He's not going to go up and get it.
You want to
know who's going to go up and get it?
Do not remember Patrick Mahomes, 3rd and 15 Super Bowl. Woo!
That's one throw, man. You know what happened?
In the Super Bowl, not the regular season.
What happened when Tom Brady got a stud, massive wide receiver? He threw for 50 touchdowns with Randy Moss in 2009, and now he's got 2. He's got 2 guys that are over, 6'4", 6'5"? They can go up and get the ball. They combined for 17 touchdowns and didn't even play every game. They combined for over 2,400 yards with a guy who threw a 1.0 something touchdown to interception ratio and threw for 5,200 yards. They're not going to get as many yards, but they also just got Gronkowski, man. They just brought in Rob Gronkowski.
Don't bring up Gronk. That dude was retired. That dude was partying. Dude, stop. That's just a brand name now.
Are you disrespecting
he's irrelevant. Dude,
you're disrespecting a Hall of Famer.
He was in retirement. He was in retirement.
You know who else did? And then Brett Favre retired and took his team to the NFC Championship the next year, man.
Dude, that's quarterback, man. That's quarterback. That's different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Dude, all right, look. And the fact is that Gronk doesn't even really have to play every single play. They have the deepest tight end set in O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, and Gronk. They can rotate all three. They're all three good options, plus two of the best wide receivers in the league, man, with arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. It's not even a question. It's not even a question. That Bucs offense is going to be, yes, they're going to be a little more slow-moving this year. They're going to be more methodical. But those guys are going to be more so playing like a Michael Thomas this year than they had been in the past. They're going to be running more slants, quick options, but they're going to be moving the ball. And that's really all that matters in the NFL is can you get points on the board and can you take up as much time as you can? And, hey, man, he's got 5 legitimate options to go to. All right, I wouldn't say that Mecole Hardman, Patrick Mahomes can rely on Hardman all the time, all right? I just don't see it. Sammy Watkins, come on, Zoo. What are you talking about? He had a couple good games in the postseason, but what else has he done?
That's what I'm talking about. I want my guys to show up in the postseason. Regular season, that's optional because you know they're going to make the playoffs.
Why is that optional? Why is that optional?
Yeah. I'm talking about the postseason with these boys, man, and they showed up.
We're not talking about who's going to win here, Zoo. We're talking about what receiving core would you rather have? Would you rather have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk, Brate, and O.J. Howard?
I don't want Gronk. I don't want Brate.
You don't want Gronk?
No. So you're gonna draft those guys in fantasy football?
I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I would. You're not drafting any Bucs wide receivers?
I like the Bucs receiver, but we talking about the tight ends, man. Come on. Compared to Travis Kelce.
Do you not know how Brady operates his offense? He loves his tight ends. What are you talking about? He's run 2 tight end sets pretty much his entire career, or at least since they got Gronk. He's gonna love having 3 legitimate options when they won't even probably get that much attention with 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers on opposite sides. They're gonna have a heyday. Tom Brady is gonna be loving it. You know, I mean, Gronk said, hey, they never had any of this planned. I don't know if I believe that. I think maybe they had been in talks. I mean, hey, let's meet up down in Tampa. But, dude, Tom Brady is licking his chops. He wouldn't have gone to Tampa if he didn't think he had good options to play with, man. And he knows the talent that he has. Chris Godwin really stepped up last year, especially when Mike Evans was hurt. And I actually personally had both of them on my fantasy team, and I won the fantasy league. So I think it just kind of shows right there, Zoo. Come on. The Bucs are going to, dude, I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But they may have the best, they're probably going to have, if you combine all of them, they're going to have a better fantasy season than the Chiefs. Their wide receiver group and tight ends.
Tight ends? You're really comparing Travis?
Total.
You can combine all 3 of those. 3 scrubs versus 1 stud. I'm taking the stud.
So you're saying, okay.
O.J. Howard? That dude's a bust every year, man.
All right, how about this? I want to see this because I want to revisit this at the end of the football season.
Absolutely.
We're going to compare total fantasy points between Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, and Tyreek Hill versus Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Rob Gronkowski. And we're going to see who has more fantasy points.
Right,
because obviously, I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. But look, they both have...
Let's make this a Chipotle bet, man. Steak burrito.
Sounds good, man.
My man, Patrick Mahomes to those 3 weapons.
Hey,
right?
and you know what?
3. Just added up the total fantasy points.
And the funny thing is that if you compare and you talk about the wide receiver groups, tight ends, combined, they're both so happy that they're playing for a Mahomes and a Brady, man. They're thank God. And they're also happy that they play with other guys that can take some attention away and allow them to have more opportunities. That's what I think it came down to for me picking the Bucs, man. Dude, they're just huge. They're more physical. They're talented.
They're bigger, but I'd rather have the receiver that's faster. Faster is harder to guard. It's objectively harder to. If you can't catch him, how are you going to stop him?
So who would you rather have on your team? Would you rather have Tyreek Hill or Calvin Johnson?
Okay, that dude.
There you
that
go.
dude.
It comes down to who can go up.
Calvin Johnson was S.
Ask any quarterback. They will say that if I can just throw the ball up and trust that he's going to go up and get it, that's who I want on my team. Ask any quarterback that.
No, you ask any quarterback, who do you rather guard? You rather guard the bigger dude because you
They're
can't
not
catch
guarding
the
anybody.
smaller dude. You can't catch the smaller guy. People say
And you
Tyreek.
can't- and you-
People
do you think-
fear Tyreek Hill.
And you don't think they feared Calvin Johnson or a Mike Evans or a
We're
Chris
not talking
Godwin?
about Calvin Johnson. We're
I'm just
talking
saying
about
big
Mike
wide receivers,
Evans.
man.
Don't compare Mike Evans to Calvin Megatron Johnson.
They're both
on.
similar playing styles.
Maybe
Go up
a
and get it.
bootleg version.
Oh, stop,
Dude.
dude.
I'm a Megatron.
Bro, Mike Evans we haven't even, dude, that's the funny part is we haven't even seen his or Godwin's full potential with a good quarterback. I think you're going to be surprised. Watch out for Mike Evans and Chris Godwin in fantasy this year.
I'm taking
And
speed
Rob
every time.
Gronkowski. What?
I'm taking
What'd you
speed
say?
I'm taking speed every time, man.
Dude, I don't know, man. I mean, of course Tyreek Hill's a monster. I'm not denying
That
that.
dude plays running back too, man. The little pitch off. Woo!
Dude,
Passes
all I'm
the
saying
flash,
is you
man. Passes
get
the
Brady's
flash.
really only ever played with one guy who went up and got the ball whenever he'd throw it up to him, and he had arguably one of the best statistical
Do
seasons.
not
Mahomes
compare
just broke.
Chris Godwin to Randy Moss.
Randy Moss was towards the end. Randy Moss
Dude.
was 09 Randy Moss, dude. It was not prime Randy Moss at that point. Let's be
Yes, it
honest.
was.
So I'm saying that lowers it down to about a Mike Evans level, man. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, you compare Mike Evans to Randy Moss and Kelvin Johnson, man.
Dude, no, I'm saying is that they're playing styles to go up and get it. Mike Evans doesn't. He'll just go up and get the ball no matter where you throw it. And Brady can throw it far. Obviously, not as good as Mahomes. He's got about 20 years on him, man. Give him a little break. But he's going to run that offense methodically, and they're going to score the ball a ton. And he has just so many options to choose from. That's who I'm going with.
Don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. Look
I'm not
what
betting
happened
against him. I'm betting against Tyreek Hill.
You bet against Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I would rather have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin on my team than Tyreek Hill personally this year, right now.
I've got a question for you, Pat. An expansion of this one. If it weren't Brady, if it was still Jameis, would you be going with the Bucs still?
Probably not, because I don't think Gronkowski would be there. Which I don't know. That's a tough question, Chaz, because you have to look at like the talent that this receiving core is working with, right? So you got to look at, who are they playing with, right? That's why we took into account tight ends as well. How much attention are they going to grab versus everybody else? But I mean, yeah, Brady was a huge factor when I was thinking about this, because I don't think that would have been a debate, because of Mahomes and Brady being in this conversation is pretty critical or pretty crucial. But yeah, I mean, I would probably go with the Chiefs in that sense, also because I don't think Gronk would have just gone down there on his own and come out of retirement. But yeah, I think with Brady, that receiving core is going to excel. That's why I picked them.
Okay. Andy, I'm going to pose a similar sort of bizarro world to you. Let's say it wasn't Pat Mahomes. Let's say it was any other quarterback besides Pat Mahomes.
Oh, no. If they had Alex
Exactly.
Smith.
So it's really on the quarterbacks.
Alex Smith can't throw that far, man. Man, they always mediocre, always losing the first round of the playoffs without Patty Mahomes. Jack maximizing these weapons, man, because he makes Mecole Hardman decent. He makes Sammy Watkins decent. Tyreek and Travis are already on another level.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean, that's the thing is, like, you can't compare Travis to any of the tight ends on the Bucs, but you can compare Travis to the combination of three who will never, ever, they literally have a never ending rotation of tight ends. And that's what blows my mind of them bringing in Gronk along with OJ Howard and Cameron Brate, who, yeah, they're not insanely good, but they'll catch the ball. They're better at running shorter routes. Brady's going to put the ball where they need to and not oversail it by 30 yards like Winston probably was doing last year, throwing 30 picks. Stop. Brady's not even going to come to half of that when it comes to interceptions. He won't throw 15 picks. Dude, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think the Bucs are definitely one of the more interesting teams to watch this year.
I give you that. They're going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But the weapons, though. You made it against the Super
There's
Bowl
only
champions,
two
man.
that the Chiefs have, man. They only have two weapons.
Mecole Hardman not a weapon?
No. I'm not going to bring him up in that conversation. Are you
You
kidding
know how
me?
fast he is?
I don't get it, damn. What is
He's
he
97
doing?
in speed, man. And Matt is a 97. Tyreek's at 99.
Does that mean, like, for example, that Devin Hester was a great wide receiver? No, he wasn't, just because he was fast.
Well,
Doesn't
that's half
matter.
of it. You gotta be fast and catch.
John
all you gotta
Ross.
All right, yeah, but I'm never drafting John Ross. I'm not going to draft
I'm
Mecole
saying
Hardman.
your point,
Right.
John Ross is fast as hell, but he's not a great receiver.
Right. But I'm saying I'm not going to draft Sammy Watkins, and I'm not going to draft Mecole Hardman. But I would draft Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, or Gronk. And I would draft Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. So it's 3v2, man. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we got some time till the NFL season starts, man. We got NBA coming up next week. Baseball started. NHL coming up next week. So a lot of sports to tune into. Going through this whole bullheaded episode, I got a few more debates to talk about for next week. So it's going to just keep on snowballing here. Keep on going, man. So again, I've been Chaz here with P. Bush and Zoo, our stars of Bullheaded. Thank you guys for checking out this episode 6. If you caught us on the YouTube live stream, thanks for checking us out on video. Please be sure to just subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on every single podcast live stream that we have. And if you join us on our podcasting platform, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, you name a major podcasting platform, we're there. If you enjoyed the episode, please be sure just to drop a 5-star review and a comment of something that you enjoyed for the episode so we know what to keep on rolling with. Guys, like we said, NBA starts officially next week, so get pumped. We'll be back in the studio to have some more NBA talk. Until then, guys, stay safe. We love you, and we will talk to you next week.